evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Pole Father, and it only takes one, and we are back again from Toronto. So, for those of you guys that didn't check out my last video, go ahead and check it out. Just got back from out of town, but I failed to mention, because I wanted to save for this video, the pickups, the business we did out of the country with some good old-fashioned Pokemon. So, now before we jump into this video, we're going to talk about the Heritage Auction. It's called the Platinum Auction. I call it the Opportunity Auction of a Lifetime. I think there was tons of great steals all over the place. The prices the cards went. I had some great major pickups. If you weren't part of the auction, I recommend Heritage Auctions. You can get some great deals on there. Some great deals for some great cards in fantastic condition. All about buying the card, not the label. Remember that, folks. Buy the card, not the label. But if you want to hear more about that, check out my last video. This video specifically, we're going to touch up on the whole Heritage Auction recap, Opportunity Auction of a Lifetime. But again, the business we conducted in Toronto. For those of you guys who are new to the channel, I ripped quite a bit of Prize Pack Series 1 packs. Love the set. I love the scarcity of it. I'm absolutely loving it, even though it's reprints with the stamp. I think it's very, very niche. The population of them are very low. And I don't know why. I think that's why I got hooked to it, because everyone likes a good chase for a good pull. So, been in the set, pretty hardcore. But two of the cards I picked up in Toronto, well, yeah, pretty much in Toronto, but two of the cards I picked up were from the Prize Pack Series 1s. I saw them for a great price. I really couldn't resist. It was almost a must buy. Pretty sure they're pop ones, but check it out, guys. I definitely did not pull any of these Prize Pack Series 1 cards, but first things first is we have a PSA 10, Prize Pack Series 1, Jolteon V. I saw this card, opportunity to pick it up, and I just said, man, I said, how do you even pass this one up? Especially being all over for the set, and I have a ton out for grading. I really saw this guy. I haven't pulled any Jolteons, let alone it's even hard to pull a full art card in this, let alone a VMAX, even in good condition. So I really like that a lot about collecting some of these Pokemon sets, the ones that tend to have a bad print run or bad print or hard to get a good grade. And I love that chase. And that's kind of part of the, part of it is having fun. So picked up this guy, and sure enough, what goes with Jolteon V from Prize Pack Series 1? You're right. Ladies and gentlemen, his older brother. You know what that means. I give you the Jolteon VMAX, Prize Pack Series 1 in a PSA 10. Again, saw this card as an opportunity to pick it up. These two are almost too good to pass up. And I've opened up quite a few of these, and the condition of these can be kind of tough. So you got to really be lucky on the packs you get and where they come from. So a lot of people aren't grading these either. So this is definitely a huge sleeper set in my opinion. I love it. Prize Pack Series 2, Series 3, I haven't gotten too much into it yet, just because I really just was drawn to Prize Pack Series 1. I think it's really the only Sword and Shield modern cards I'm really going to hang on to in the long haul. A lot of my Sword and Shield stuff I'll probably end up selling here in the near future. But more importantly now. So, picked up these two guys. Very excited to have them in my collection. Very, very excited. Now, let's get to the most exciting part. The recap of the Heritage Auctions. Heritage Auction, Platinum Auction, Opportunity Auctions, we like to call it. Excuse me, guys, but allergies stirring up in Florida. So, let's go over these things first. So, just going to kind of jump right into it. We had 4 pickups from the Platinum Heritage Auction. So definitely quite spent a bit. Was able to sell a few things at Tampa TCG Con. I really made out well there, and it's funny, just jumped on the Heritage Auction. I pretty much turned around, and I like to call it repositioning my collection. And I reposition it, which I feel in a little more stable spot. Cards I'm going to probably hang on to a very, very, very long time. So I was very happy with these pickups. I'm very excited to get them in. Very excited to add to my collection and in my registry. So if that gives you a hint, kind of like a Hall of Fame music going on here. So first things first. God, I don't know where this cold came from all of a sudden. Okay. First things first. First card we picked up. And after we go through the pickups, we'll go through a couple of the auction items and we'll kind of recap on those. So first card we picked up, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Wartortle First Edition in CGC 10. So this was kind of like a last minute pickup for me. I saw this card come out, and from something I already spent, I just said to myself, you know what? This is definitely a card that I know for a fact is pretty tough to get in a 10 condition. The centering on this one is almost dead on. Again, guys, buy the card, not the grade. Centering is dead on. I really saw this as a good pickup and a buy. There was actually one more card that I think went in the same auction, or actually I think the auction before, that was very similar in price. But I picked this card up to add to my collection. I knew this one would be quite a challenge to get into CGC 10. So again, kind of saw the opportunity to strike and couldn't help myself and had to strike for the card. So picked up the first edition War Toradol. So I consider that a huge win. I got it for a great price, definitely under what it goes for normally. So I almost couldn't resist myself. So that was definitely one of the first pickups. So you get an idea. We're going to go from like lowest to highest. So we're crawling, ladies and gentlemen. We're crawling up there. So next pickup, we're going in this. You have the beautiful, I shouldn't say beautiful, that's kind of weird, but we have the CGC 10 first edition Clefairy. Again, this is another card that I typically have not really came across in the CGC 10. So when this card came up, I really took a good look at it. And the good thing was these next few cards that are coming up, I was actually able to see live in person. So that itself is a huge win. And I saw them months ago at the Sport Card Nationals, but these cards I really took a good look at. Very happy with the overall conditioning. The surface is absolutely flawless. The back is so super clean. I was very ecstatic for this pickup. A card that I have not really seen too many in a 10, not even a 9.5 or so. When this card came around, I almost knew this was one I definitely did not want to pass up. So this to me was a hot item for me to get. This was an item that I did not want to leave this auction without taking home, honestly. This is actually my number one buy, to be honest with you, because just actually not number one buy, but almost number one buy. But this was an item in the auction I wanted to pick up no matter what. So I'm glad I checked the box on this one, because I had a feeling this guy was going to be a little bit challenging to get. And honestly, believe it or not, the Nidoking I actually think is going to be kind of challenging to get. But, you know, that's another day, another auction, or another pickup. So next we have, now this card, it was available for auction, and I actually previously sold my other one at Tampa TCG Con. And when it came up for auction, I really was going into this one saying, if I get it, great. If I don't get it, you know, it is what it is. I think I'll be able to find another one of these, not as bad, but then end up winning the auction. So, hey, can't complain. So you have, ladies and gentlemen, the CGC 10 first edition Raichu. So again, I was able to see this card in person too, so I knew it was a huge plus. Everything about it I really liked. It fit my collection perfectly. Condition wise, it was absolutely flawless. Can't complain really about anything. So it was, again, at Tampa TCG Con, I ended up unloading my A5 with the subgrades. There was a collector there that was really into the subgrades. He was trying to get back any of the old labels with the old subgrades. But for me, I'm moving on with the new label. For me, it's, you know, I like to, you know, keep up with the times, move with things. It's funny, once upon a time ago, people hated the CGC blue label. All of a sudden they changed it. Now everyone says all the blue label. And it's funny how things change like that. So again, when this card came up, I placed a bid on it, and I happened to win it. So I consider it a big win. I consider it checking off the box, and we're moving our way to the CGC 10 first edition set. So very happy with this buy. Now, this is where things get interesting. I had my eyes on two different cards. And to be honest with you, I have a weird feeling that whoever I was competing against, I was competing against all the same person for a couple of these. And I could be wrong, but I have a feeling I was. So whoever's out there I was competing with, I'm anxious to know who you are. I'm just joking. But the next card I picked up, it was actually in conjunction with another card. And I knew at the end of the day, the other card that I did not pick up, there was something about it I didn't like when I saw it in person. It just kind of eh. However, there's another one, and I've seen a couple of them actually come around, but which is odd because I thought I would. But it was the Chansey first edition. I didn't pick that card up because the one I did see in person, this was one that got auctioned off. I wasn't crazy about it. So There are more coming up around that I have my eye on. If I'm trying to get a chance to see in person, hopefully, but it might be kind of tough. I don't know, but between the Chansey and another card, I knew I wanted to take one of those guys home. But when it came down to it, I knew passing down the Chansey was the right thing for me, at least in my collection. So I had the Chansey in a 9.5, and you know, I knew that there will come a time to get the 10 in. But so for those of you guys who don't know, the grand finale, I gotta tell you, it's a starter. It is a starter. And it's one of the big starters. Yup. It's a big starter, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a big starter. So the opportunity to pick this guy up, I've never seen one. And when I saw this card come up, I really honed in on it. I really took a deep dive on it. I saw it at the Sport Car Nationals, and it really, really checked the boxes. And to be honest with you, I've never seen another one, period. And I knew this card would be a challenge to get, and not really so in the auction, but just really finding it out there in the wild. And I knew this one would just, for the price, for what it was, for what the card is and what it looks like. When I saw it, I was just like, this could be a good one to grab. So, ladies and gentlemen, I picked up a premium auction item. I'm very excited to share. I picked up the Blastoise, the first edition Blastoise in the CGC 10. I saw this card in person. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's crispy, minty, clean. It's beautiful. It is a beautiful, minty card. You see it in person, it'll blow you away and be like, dang, this is a nice card. So now a big reason. So I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The PSA 10, I think the last sale auction for this item was like $93,000 for a PSA 10. So you gotta take this in consideration, right, guys? So if the PSA 10 sold for $93,000, that's insane. So I was able to pick this up for $7,000. That's a huge number first. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm throwing the number out there. I'm telling you guys the truth, okay? With the buyer's premium, of course, 7. But you know what? I've never seen another CGC 10. I've never seen it. And I was able to see this card in person. And I really like to see the card before I buy it. I'm big on it. I'm not big on, I'll take your word for it. Now, if it's a modern card, it's a little different. But for vintage cards, I really like to see it and really take a good look at it. It's your collection, my collection, whoever's collection. But, for a high-end card, you really want to take a good look at it before you pull the trigger on, buying a high-end card like this. But a PSA 10 copy of this card sold for $93,000. $93,000. I was able to pick this card up for a major fraction. A major fraction. $7,000? $93,000. Guys, all for a label? Come on. Check out my last video. You buy the card, you don't buy the label. You buy the card, use the label as a reference, right? Buy the card, not the label. That's all I'm saying. You can pick up some incredible items for a discounted price. Now, you're telling me, look, at the end of the day, okay, fine. You don't believe in the label, that's okay. No problem there, no worries there. You're trying to tell me this card won't go up in value? Guys, a heavy pack for first edition base set costs more than what I picked this card up for. Take that into consideration. Think about that. Okay? So, putting that in all aside, I don't want to talk about that. I'm so excited to add this card to my set. Very excited to add it to my set. Couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happy with the buy. I have a 9 for this. I have a CC9 in this card, and I'll be looking to sell that in the near future because we upgraded. We officially upgraded. We capstone to a CC10 Blastoise. So in the collection it goes, and we're moving on to the next big thing. So very excited. So picked up a premium auction item, and very happy to announce to you guys that I picked it up. So very excited. Now, putting that all aside, let's talk about the Heritage Auction itself real fast. So a couple things I mean by the deals that went on. At one point, I was almost even wondering if nobody was just bidding on stuff because I was just like, I cannot believe the steals on some of these cards. So let's scroll through some of these. So there you go. There's the Chansey I passed up. Just something about the back I remember being kind of turned off about it. Let's talk about this guy real fast. First edition Charizard. Guys, this is a huge steal for $41,000 for a CC10. that's a big win. So whoever picked up this card, congratulations to you. You made out. You did really good. I applaud you. Head over heels. It's the first edition Zard you picked up. You picked it up for the price it was worth back when Leonhard pulled it as I think a 10. So I mean, the market's at an all-time low right now. This is a great time to be buying vintage stuff. You know, I know it sounds crazy because everyone's like, "Wow, you know the hype, this," but guys, these are the look at the prices. You can't beat this. These are all steals. So, what was another seal? Oh, even this one. Look at this one. Magneton. CGC 10 first edition Magneton, $1,500 with buyer's premium. That's a major steal. I mean, how can you almost not? Is it good? Look at the centering on this. Didn't even pull the back up. Look how clean this card is. That's a deal. That is a deal. Along with the polygraph. Look at this. Look how clean the card is. That's extremely clean. Extremely clean. Again, you can't buy. So here, fun fact for you guys. Okay, and I'm just gonna pull up the Blastoise so you guys can see, right? Okay, here. Back when Blake Breaks, he was doing his first edition box break. I actually purchased a pack. I was in the auction. I was very excited to be in it, with all the hype going around it and everything. Unfortunately, all that stuff unfolded, whatever. But the price I paid for my pack was $5,000. I paid $5,000 for it, and I am getting refunded and so forth. But look, the price you pay for an unweighed first edition pack in a box break that never comes around, majority of these holos go for less than that. So you're telling me you can either a chance to pull the Zard, really. I mean, when it comes down to it. Clefairy, Gyarados, Hitmonchan, Magneton, Poliwrath, Raichu, Venusaur goes for pack price, and the Zapdos. All those cards less than what for a pack even cost. This was such a steal, and the cards were so clean. They had these cards on display at the Sport Card Nationals. You know how many people are going up to those things taking pictures of them? I was able to actually take a look at them, take a real close look at them. I was like, wow, these are so clean. It's ridiculous. The prices these went for absolute steal. I mean, you can't go wrong. I don't see where you can go wrong. I don't. Funny enough, this card I want to talk about real quick. This was one card I let go, and that was just because the 3 hauls I'd already purchased and won. And this was one I actually wish that I tried going for, because you know what? This one you're not going to really see come around too often. Red Cheeks for the price. 3 times less the price almost. But if I recall, I think the back would just turn me off of it a little bit. And I think it was right. Let's see if we can zoom that in here. It was right up here. So it looks small on camera and stuff, but I have a couple of first edition commons where it has like a little white spot like that. And sometimes when you look at it, it is a little bit of a sore eye. Now, is it, overall probably a good card? Probably, but for me, it just wasn't the one. But this is a card I'm definitely going to have to need along the future. So we'll get there eventually. No rush. It's all about the process. Enjoy the journey, not worry about getting the destination. Let's see what else we got here, what I thought were crazy. Actually, here's another one. This one right here.
Gotta catch them all.
Jeez. No comment. Oh boy. All right. So, as I was saying, the next one that I actually thought was a complete steal. Oh, here we go, right here. All these jungle cards were a complete steal. First edition Clefairy. Look at this one. $537 for first edition Clefairy. Okay. Next one. This one to me blows me out of the water. $2,300 for a CGC 10 first edition Snorlax. Guys, I think in a PSA 10 this is going for $78,000. 4 times less the price. Same card, different label, different piece of plastic. Makes no sense. Whoever picked this one up, you're singing, dancing, laughing too. You're going crazy. Look at this Lapras. I don't know, 525 for a Lapras. That's a steal. This one, okay. So actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. I got a feeling this. I actually went after this card right here, and at the end of the day, like I have my budget. I had my budget in place. I met my budget. Yeah, I actually went over my budget by like $40, but or I think like 60. But anyways, this was a card I did just in the beginning. I did bid a little bit just to chase it a little bit, just to nip at it. What are you gonna do? I can't, But this card, whoever picked up this one, you're also seeing Dancing Laughing too. This card is not graded well. I think there's only like 34 PSA 10s out there, and yeah, I mean this card. I mean it's pretty clean, pretty clean. Like pretty astronomically clean for this card. I mean, this one, I mean, I wish I could have picked up. I wish I did. Whoever did, good job. You really made out. You really made out. So good job, whoever picked up this card. I chased it for a little bit, and obviously I had my budget and I had to let it go. So congratulations to you. Even this one, although I think this one went for about what it's worth. Good looking Raichu. I think that's why I was pretty attracted to it. But this one I wanted to highlight on actually. When I was at Tampa TCG Con, I met someone actually who had one of these in the CGC 10. And it was funny. He was asking 8,800 for it, and he was kind of egging me on to buy it. And it's kind of funny because he's got to be singing Dancing Laughing too, because he just established $32 extra $100 for this card. So good for him. I mean, the population on these are very low, and the price on these are pretty low. We're in a low. We're in an all-time low. I shouldn't say all-time low, but in this new Pokemon hype era, we're in a low. And I know it seems tough now, but it is a great opportunity to pick up cards that you want to grab for your collection, because what comes up must come down, and what goes down must go up. So, guys, we're down. I don't see it going any lower. I don't. I really don't. And I think if it does go lower, you should be buying like crazy. And for some odd reason, the motto is, not only it only takes one, but buy low, sell high, right? Simple economics talk, right? Buy low, sell high. But the mindset in a lot of people is when it comes to prices are dropping, people tend to scramble and get out while they still can kind of mentality, where you almost got to kind of force yourself to think opposite, where when things go bad, when people start panicking, you need to remain calm and just watch the market and then slowly start picking things up. And then, I mean, it's just exactly like Pokemon, right? Modern cards. Pokemon got popular and they were just printing to the moon, right? They're printing into the moon. So people are just buying like crazy. Buy. And really that's the time where you kind of just mentally sit there and say, this is the time I need to lay off. Prices are going up. Look at the price of this, because, a couple of years from now or in a year from now, the market's going to jump back up and you're going to say to yourself, wow, do you remember when this card went for this price during this time? Wow, it was so down. And look how much it's gone up. Oh, maybe I should get back in. Reality is, you got to really train yourself to think opposite. When times are slow, people tend to drift away and say, it's just the hype is down. I got this. I got to get out. I want to get some money out of it. That's actually the time you want to actually think opposite and start scooping up the things you had your eyes on for years. So just keep that in mind. Let's go over a few other things. And let's use this one as a great example, right? I know this card isn't a huge card in a huge demand. Let's talk about Brock First Edition Trainer card. So guys, if you want a Gym Heroes First Edition pack heavy, you're going to pay $550 all day long. Minimum $550, if not even a little bit more at conventions. But pretty reputable people, $550 is where you're going to pay. And this card went for $350. So instead of taking the risk of what am I going to get, you can guarantee yourself the condition of the card in a 10 for less than what the pack cost. And that's to me I mean, I get it. It's the hype. It's the fun of it is open up the pack yourself and, what you're collecting, what you're pulling. But sometimes you really can't pass up stuff like this up, especially if you're trying to build up your collection. I mean, $350 for this is a steal. When I was at the Sport Card Nationals, I bought a first edition Golbat for $250. Hollow PSA 10. Again, and it's hard to weigh first edition Rockets, as you guys know, and stuff. But I mean, guys, some of these deals are coming around. Keep your eyes open. Here's another one. 968. Okay, so but for those who don't know, this is a very difficult card to grade. So in the CGC 10, let's take a look at the back. Clean. Very clean. Take a look at the front. Good looking card. I mean, I'm pretty sure in a PSA 10, this is quite a bit of a premium. Same card. Nothing different. So really, I know it's like tough to say, but you really got to train yourself. I know it's a lot easier said than done. People are like, oh yeah, no, like, what are you, dumb as a rock? Duh, it's buy low, sell high. But you would be really surprised. A lot of people, when things start going south, people go into panic mode and they want to sell immediately. And then also things are getting good, things are getting popular again. People want to jump in and be part of the hype and start buying like crazy. It's all the time. Another example, I don't want to use it as an example, but here's another great example. First edition Lugia PSA 10. I think it sold for a good price. Good looking card. Very good looking card, actually. Very good looking card. Actually, this is a great one right here. Look at the Slow King in the CGC 10. Good looking card. Guys, now you collect what you want at the end of the day, and whether it be vintage, more modern, or whether it be E-series or E-readers and gold stars, EX era, you collect what you want to collect at the end of the day. But guys, the deals. Look at the T17. That's another big steal right here. And then again, to get even a pack like this, even first edition, a chance to pull this, you're paying $1,000. You're paying $1,000. That's even a chance to pull it to the 10. The market might be down, you want to argue, and that's completely okay with me because I'm having a ball and a blast seeing these deals come across and being able to pick up things I've always wanted to pick up. So, I want to jump in real fast to the Neo Revelation series cards. Here, look at this one. $1,500 for this. That's a pretty good steal too. That's a really good steal. And you guys know these are go for a good price. That's a steal too. Even the Entei, $1,600. Look, the Shining Gyarados, that went for $3,200. The Mew. This is the slept-on set. This is a really slept-on set, guys. Southern Islands right here. Someone really made out here. The Meryl for $487. I actually graded I got a CGC10 Slow King. I was able to pick have in my collection now, but yeah, you guys. This is one I wanted to highlight on right here. Check out this one. CGC10 Nidoking. Crystal Nidoking. $1,375. That's a steal too. So look, whatever you're collecting, you're building your collection. Actually, I want to talk about the Illustrator here in a second, but whatever you're collecting, guys, it's your collection. And I know one of the biggest questions about all this is PSA versus CGC versus Beckett, grading, value, Guys, don't forget the ultimate reason why you're doing this. It's to have fun. It's a hobby. You're collecting to have fun. Now, obviously, there's nothing wrong with making money along the way. Buying and selling things, I do it. I'm very frequent doing it. I have fun doing it. But ultimately, don't forget, don't get so sucked into what everyone else is doing. Don't follow the crowd. Sometimes go off on your own path and you'd be surprised. The things you can come across and what you can achieve. No great, entrepreneur follows the pack of people to, achieve their goals. They all go off on their own and do crazy things and do things that no one else is doing out there, and they end up going on top. So just remember that. Well, let's talk about the Illustrated Pikachu right now. This is a complete animal and beast of its own. So here's the thing, there's only X amount of copies out there, as you guys know. The PSA 10 that Logan Paul purchased for $5 million. That card has been graded with PSA multiple times, and it only took X amount of times to receive a 10. So there is that kind of thing that's thrown out there. But with this card as well, I think it was also a Beckett 9. For CGC to give it a 10, I kind of take their word for it a little bit. I'm not totally sure because I saw this card, but I didn't really hold it myself. But these people that do grade these very, very high end cards they know what they're looking at. So for them to give it a 10, they felt comfortable to give it a 10. So whoever graded Beckett felt like it wasn't, and then PSA and so forth. But to pick up this card for $500,000, $618. Nope, $500,000. for someone to pick up this card for $500,000, I really think they made out big time. And I say that because, you know, when you have a big dog, this is a big dog, but when Logan Paul buys a car for $5 million and you pretty much bought something in its own comparison, its own feel for it, take away the whole point of the desirable label, I mean, you stole it. So whoever picked up this Illustrator, you know, pretty much got away with theft. They stole this card. Now, it's obviously easy for me to say because, you know, just to throw $500,000 a card and pick it up. But this card went for a great price. And if you were ever looking to pick up an Illustrator, this was a good opportunity to do it. I mean, like I said, it's easy to say it's a great deal when it's not my money because you're $500,000 worth. You can do a lot with that. You know, it's like your house pretty much. You know, yeah. But you know, for the price it went for, I think it really, really went for a good deal. And to the person who picked it up, congratulations. I think you made out well. And I tip my hat to you on that. So that's all I can really say. It's an own beast of an animal. Japanese promo cards, especially the old vintage WotC ones, are its own animal. When you kind of, you know, it's funny. When you get higher up to the really high-end things, it's really only worth what someone's willing to pay for it. And you start dealing with your buyer pool is so small that you really deal with people that are, you know, very, very, obviously the more expensive the item is, the buyer pool gets smaller. Obviously the more competitive, I want to say obviously it's more competitive, but again, it's really only worth what someone's willing to pay for it. But for the Illustrator being so rare, what it is, and pretty much the grail of Pokemon next to the first edition Charizard, actually pretty much above the first edition Charizard, I think this went for a steal. So again, congratulations to you, whoever picked it up. And I think that's really all. I mean, these Japanese promos, you know, I'm not huge on Japanese cards. That's just me. Maybe one day we'll start dabbling into it. They're very rare, very niche. They're cards that are definitely don't come around often. Wow, even this is a CGC10. That's a steal too. So, wow, 2,500. So there you guys have it. My recap on the Heritage auctions. I mean, some of these went for an absolute incredible. These went for incredible deals. These are all incredible deals. You know what's funny is the most exciting part is, for those who don't know, I just submitted one of these to CGC. So we could be sitting good, but I don't know. We'll see. There's not too many of these floating around there, so. But it's kind of a challenging card to sell because it's a Yanma. I mean, who wants a Yanma in their collection? But you gotta catch them all, right? But all right, let's take one last good peek at these. Overall, my feedback on the auction was opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. Buy low, sell high. Again, remember the mentality: buy low, sell high. Don't get sucked in to the vortex. Everyone's getting out of the hobby. If you still enjoy it. There's nothing wrong with taking a break. But just because people are getting out of the hobby and you're like, oh, I better get out now before it's too late, take that mindset out. When things get, I don't want to say things get bad, but when the market's low, you need to get in the mentality of, I need to get back in. I need to start kind of buying what I missed out on. That's all I can chant about, because the deals, the opportunities that this auction came about was incredible. And the funny thing was, I don't think there were many people that were in this auction live. I really think there were I don't think there were that many people. I think I was honestly one of the, maybe like less than 15 people that were pretty active in this. Maybe a little more than 15, because there's a wide variety of stuff. I'm going to go under 50. And if you're one of those 50 people that really participate in this, you're laughing like me saying, I made out. So that's all I got, guys. Again, I want to emphasize on this. I'm so happy and excited to have this card in my collection. Blastoise is awesome. Great starter. Depends on who your favorite starter is. Venusaur, Blastoise, Charizard. But still need the Charizard in the 10, and we'll get there one day. Have it in the 9.5. But we'll figure it out. We're going to figure it out. And a couple more. I will be going to CGC here in the next couple days. I have a submission I want to drop off. And I'll do some more videos on, submissions, results, stuff like that. But have some cool and exciting stuff that I want to keep doing on this channel. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. and like the page. Or, I'm sorry, like this video, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be talking a lot of Pokemon stuff. In the next video, I'm going to talk about something that I recently pretty much engineered on my own, and it's pretty cool. But very excited to have this card in my collection. Very excited to share it with you guys. That's what makes it all fun. Is it's doing it with other people. That's kind of what it's all about. Having fun with other people, making friends along the way, doing it. So, guys, I'm the Pole Father. I think pretty much my wife came in to pretty much say, "Hey, Eric, I want some ice cream." So I'm gonna go hang out with her and stuff. But guys, I'm the Pole Father. And remember, the motto is, it only takes one. We are back.